My name is Sam Nessa.
Hi, my name is Jordan Mandel.
Hello, my name is Omar Sharif Hosni.
We are going to have a discussion on the role of social media in the World Wide Web in political change. First of all, we're going to talk about how it was used in the American elections from Obama to Donald Trump. And then move on to Brexit, how it was used in the Brexit. And then finish with e-voting.
Hello, Sam. So it seems that you've been looking into politics for a long time. I'm just wondering, are you able to tell us how politics has evolved over time, please?
Yes, politics has changed in so many ways. Political campaign, winning politics was from campaigns and rallies, and then making people scream, cry, and then shouting for support, and then hoping that everything changes into votes on election day. They then realized venues for campaigns were too small, and they could only reach people who can get in. So they decided to move on to television and the radio. And with time they realized it was not effective because they could get only people who are interested in politics, because watching political channels, those who are only interested in politics watch political TV. And then from there they move on onto the internet, which is the main part of politics today, using Facebook, Twitter.
So it seems today that social media has a major part of political debates and campaigns today. Can you explain how Donald Trump and Obama won the election via social media?
Yeah, I can. Yeah, so you're right in saying that social media really is today the biggest part of political debates and campaigns in order to win elections. Obama really was the first person his campaign as such was the first to bring in such a new way of political change. They used social media so people could be engaged and be part of political campaigns. So people felt that their needs and wants were expressed via social media. Barack Obama reached 5 million followers over social networking sites, and this really was the first in political history and helped win his election. Also, as he was the first black president running to be president, this also created a lot of excitement over social media, which again promoted social media within the political area. Donald Trump was smart enough to realize this and also used social media as a major part of his weapon to become the president and winning the election. Donald Trump has a very large popularity over social media, which he used in politics. He has 11 million followers on Twitter, and one tweet that he made at one point was retweeted 3.5 million times. And also, this saved him a lot of money in politics. So free advertising is used for social media, which also is now a new benefit of social media in politics. In a political campaign, Trump only used $91.4 million, whereas Hillary Clinton used $374 million, which is a dramatic change simply because of Trump's popularity over social media. So social media really is proven to be a new key in politics today. Again, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Snapchat, these really are all easy ways for messages to be spread fastly and for free. So for politics, these social medias are now crucial, without which somebody running to win an election, they simply would not win a campaign. They need social media to win. They need followers and popularity through social media.
Omar, can you tell me some of the advantages of the role of the internet or social media in political change?
Yeah, there is a good advantage about the political change. Nowadays, the political have changed. They created new opportunities for people so they can work through the political, and by this they make the candidate win using the internet and social media by advertising it more on social media like Facebook, Twitter and Snapchat and others more stuff. The other thing is that nowadays you can engage with people via mobile phones, communicate, so this helps the candidate communicate with other people easily, so he can win. So that's a good advantage about political change.
I think it has some disadvantages as well. Can you tell me some of the disadvantages?
Yeah, I have. The disadvantage is manipulation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The manipulation. People go to the people who want to vote for good candidates and they manipulate them by telling that they're gonna give them food, money, and shelter and this stuff. You know, to go vote for the bad candidate. I don't know which bad candidate is in time for the election, but it's bad. It's a manipulation. And the other part is the hacking system, where you can hack through the internet. So this is a bad disadvantage, if you know what I mean.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Topic is Brexit. What is Brexit? Brexit is the British leaving the European Union. There is a lot of reasons why the UK have left the European Union. I'm gonna tell you 7 reasons. It was because fishing, jobs, and sovereignty, and a lot more. Well, you don't just leave like this. You need to make a vote or something so you can leave. So the UK decided they're gonna make a vote, and this vote was called the referendum, yeah, and it got 52% that they leave. So that's why the United Kingdom have left the European Union. And we're gonna ask Sam today, what is the role of social media in Brexit?
Social media was used in the Brexit in so many ways, and I'm going to tell you how it was used, and then I'm going to tell you why the people voted that they wanted the UK to leave the EU. First of all, the people who voted that the UK should leave the EU were more intuitive, and also they were more straightforward, which is very important in social media campaigning. Secondly, they were also able to express the leave ideas more better than those who wanted to stay in the EU. Analysis proved that those who voted leave were 5 times more active on Instagram, and even 7 times more active on Twitter than those who wanted to stay in the EU. Another important point is, which is the final point, is that they could use social media to set trends, which is more effective in social media campaign. Jordan, what do you think are some of the disadvantages of the Brexit?
So the social media, and it is a big part again in Brexit. And the disadvantages with social media and the Brexit was that messages were able to be spread real fast. And this was a disadvantage because not everybody viewed Brexit as a positive action. And a lot of people were worried, and a lot of people had a lack of knowledge of the real outcome of leaving Brexit. So there were a lot of messages spread via online of social media, such as Facebook, Instagram, and also Twitter. And messages were sent such as price of items will increase, and also the fact that a number of items that are currently being sold in the UK will no longer be able to be sold in the UK because companies will have to close up due to the fact of costs going up through distribution, etc., importing. And there was a lot of messages sent online that were actually scaring people, so social media was used in a negative way to send negative messages to make people have negative reactions. So social media and Brexit was quite a negative thing at one point. So that was one major disadvantage, and also the fact that there was also a lot of comments that were negative and arguments across the internet.
To vote has now become a new way. E-voting is now the new way to do voting. The old way of using paper and online forms is now history. Not many people want to do this because it takes too much time and people cannot be bothered. Technology is the new way forward, and this is the way people are now using to send votes. Household items such as iPads and smartphones and iPhones and other various technology equipment is now an easier way for people to send votes, as this is now part of our everyday life. This has become a new trend for us to spend most of our time using such devices. So it is only normal for us to send votes an easier, quicker way, a more convenient way for us. So this has now become e-voting. E-voting is technology we can use at polling stations to use for presidential elections and voting for such things as Prime Minister and other politicians when it comes to politics looking to get a next step of power. E-voting requires some form of internet protection, such as encryption. Otherwise, hackers could easily hack into votes and other problems could be caused from this. So I ask Sam now, what do you think about e-voting?
Yeah, I think it's a very great idea. Yeah, I think it's a game changer. I mean, I think it's going to help in so many ways. Yeah, and I think it's it has a lot of advantages, and I think I'm going to tell you some of the advantages. I think first of all, it prevents human errors. Because of that, it's going to because electronic voting is auditable, transparent, secure, and very accurate. Another second reason is that because it prevents human errors, it builds more trust, and it's also faster than other methods. For example, in countries like Brazil and India, where the population is very large, it takes about weeks to count votes. And I think this is going to help very, very much in countries like that. Another third point is that it increases engagement and turnout of people in elections, because like there are a lot of people who are very busy, or there are even people who are very disabled and cannot go to polling stations to vote. And because of that, I think it's a very great idea. It's going to help them to be able to participate and to cast their vote.
Yeah.
I think, and also it's very accessible all over the world, and people who are on holidays can also vote if they are willing to vote. And the last point is that it's very cheap, because people you will employ in doing the counting of the vote will be less, and I think the government is going to save a lot of money using electronic voting. So Omar, what do you think about that?
Well, I would like to agree with you in a part. Well, there is disadvantage for e-voting. You know, the first thing is hacking. You know that nowadays people use the technology and their mobile phones to do anything they can because they want to do it. So the hackers, obviously, if they want a candidate to win badly and they know that he's a bad candidate, he can use the internet to hack through the system and use it by using the people ID and voting for him in a way that it's illegal. So I think this is a bad point of e-voting. The second point is a virus. Well, the hackers, they are clever enough to use virus which will help spread through computers. This will take the votes of the good people that went and tried to vote for a good candidate. They're gonna compromise it by using it to their advantage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. The third point is it can lead to a chaos. You know, countries doesn't like anybody to interrupt their privacy, you know, and by this, people gonna try to make more chaos because you interrupted my privacy and you want a bad candidate to win. So the bad thing about the e-voting is that it consists of all hacking systems, and this is a bad thing. I don't agree with it. It's a good thing.
It's alright.
Well, thanks a lot for your opinions.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks.